Thank you so much for joining us today, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, that's Dr. Larry Carnes on the other side, ladies and gentlemen, and Elder Kevin Vaughan here with you today. Thanking you that you're hoping and thinking that you're having a great day today as well. Hey, it's a beautiful day in the state of Georgia, ladies and gentlemen. For those who don't know that, we're just having a wonderful day here today, Doc, far as sunshine, and we're just excited about you guys being with us today. Hey, for those who are just joining us for the first time, hey, we talk about the power of transformation, ladies and gentlemen. Just incredible journey, incredible process, incredible things that we've been learning from Dr. Carnes, ladies and gentlemen, on the power of transformation and how it's so important for us to take ourselves to the next level. So we thank you for joining us today, and thank each and every one of you who have been following us for a while. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And those who are brand new, thank you for joining us today. And we want to encourage you to share this out. Doc, thank you so much for your time today. Appreciate you.
Optimum blessing, and of course, optimum blessing to those who are watching. Of course, we would be remiss if we did not extend the optimum blessing, let you know what the optimum blessing is. It's the greatest and most favorable degree
Yes, sir.
of God's growth, increase, and reproduction that's continuously operating, manifesting, and being demonstrated in every area of your life. Now, it's important that you understand that the optimum blessing should be demonstrated in our lives, manifested, operating, demonstrated in every area of our lives. Now, that would include things lost, stolen, or forfeited. Those things are reversible. So you have to come into the mindset of saying, there may have been some things that I've lost. There may have been some things that have been stolen. There may have been things that I forfeited, but it's reversible. Now, that reversible component would also involve renewing the spirit of your mind. That's where transformation takes place. It's imperative that you understand, and we keep reinforcing this. Your mind is the foundation for transformation. Be not conformed, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So that means that your mind has to be renewed. Your mind has a spirit. And it's the spirit of your mind that has to be renewed. You must be aware of the fact that the spirit is created. We've said it before, I'll say it again, and the brain is formed. Your brain was not created in the image and likeness of God. Your mind was created in the image and likeness of the Creator. Therefore, your oneness with the Creator is spiritual, not physical. That's the power of transformation. Your oneness with the Creator and the intimacy that you have with the Creator is spiritual, not physical. That's the power of transformation. And so it's imperative that you come into a place of knowing yourself. So I want to talk about this today. When we talk about enlightenment, the power of transformation is that there will be enlightenment, but it's going to be a spiritual enlightenment. When there's a spiritual enlightenment, you will also find out that it's going to have ramifications on the physical you, because it's going to impact the physical you. The spirit of your mind will cause the physical you, just very carefully, to be transformed. When we look at scripture, it says that the spirit and the flesh will always be opposed to each other. Now, the one whom we choose to cater to will be the one that's going to be victorious. If I cater to the spirit, then the spirit will gain victory over the flesh. But if I cater to the flesh, then the flesh will gain victory over the spirit. Now, here's something that's so vitally important. Spirit involves my choice. See, there's a spirit of good, there's a spirit of wrong. There's a spirit of good, there's a spirit of evil. I can cater to the spirit of the opposition that will lead me to go in opposition and opposed to everything that the spirit of light stands for. Spirit of light, spirit of darkness. When it comes to the spirit of my mind and the delicacies that I feast on from a spiritual perspective, that's going to determine my reality. My I amness will be determined by which part of me I feed. my sensory perception, my flesh, my creative me, my spirit. Now, there has to be a reawakening or an enlightenment where I become aware of who I was created to be. Know yourself. Let me give you this. And then I just went back and started looking at some things that I've had for years.
Mm-hmm.
I probably had this maybe might be 6, 7 years old. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see a date. March the 6th, 2012. What are we in now? 22?
Mm-hmm.
That's been 10 years.
Wow. Wow. Wow, Doc.
March 6th, 2012.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at this paper.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
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 I didn't know it had been that long. Now watch this.
Oh, your time be flying.
My goodness. Now watch this. I talk about stepping stones to help you live on purpose, enlightenment. As you being empowered, as you being transformed, there are stones, stepping stones that will help you live on purpose. Your lives must be lived on purpose. Now listen to this. Your lives must be lived on purpose. And so when you do that, you want to achieve your goals.
Mm-hmm.
You want to achieve your goals, but you can't achieve your goals if you don't know what your goals are, if you haven't set goals. So you achieve your goals and become a transformational person, a transformational leader in your world. And once you become a transformational leader in your world, you can then become a transformational leader in the community. But it calls for enlightenment, knowing yourself. Here it is. Self-knowledge is about learning who you are. Self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is about learning who you are. Now, I want to ask you a question, and I want you to think on this for a minute. Mm-hmm. Cogitate on it. When the word I is it used to assert self-expression that says I am separate from everyone else? Or when the word I is used, are you using it to say that I am, watch this now. I'm pausing on purpose. Mm-hmm. That I am, you fill in the blank. Mm-hmm. Notice I didn't fill in the blank. Mm-hmm. When the word I is used, mm-hmm. is it used to assert self-expression that says, I am separate from everyone else? Or is it used to say, I am, and you fill in the blank? Elder Kevin.
Oh, man, Doc, that's powerful, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, this is your midday moment. Dr. Larry Carnes, Elder Kevin Vaughan. Hey, we're talking about the power, the process, the elements, if you will, the ingredients of the power of transformation today, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Doc, you talk about continually operating, the optimum return. I love it. It is continually operating. I love that part of it because it's a daily, it's an hour, it's a per second. I think it's every second something's going on in order to get us to our optimum level, if you will, optimum return, the optimum return. In order to get to that level, we must be operating on a regular basis, ladies and gentlemen. Please know it never stops. I wrote that down, Doc. The part of this process, if you will, is continually operating in our lives each and every day. The next thing, Doc, I wrote down here is that we must have the right inputs on a regular basis. How many times we talk about doing the same thing over and over again? I remember, Doc, months ago, years ago, not getting the results I wanted. And I said, well, wait a minute, I got to analyze what's the inputs. What am I doing wrong here or different? You know what I'm saying? What do I need to do different? So the inputs are so important too, ladies and gentlemen, as we talk about the power of transformation. You got to know what inputs you're receiving. And if you're not getting the results, and it may take months, it could take years for us to figure it out. I don't know what it is for everybody, Doc, but it takes time. I know that for sure. But the inputs are so important as we make sure we don't stay in the same inputs. We may have to change some inputs in order to get to the levels we want to get to. And last but not least, Doc, I talked about here not getting results you want. As I just mentioned to you, just not getting the results you want. You're going to have to change the inputs in order to renew that mind. So to renew the mind, that means I got to literally put in some new inputs, Doc. I can't stay stuck in the same areas. I can't just stay in the same areas I believe was right for a time. And there's a time and place for everything. But Doc, I remember I had to change my inputs in order to renew that mind to a different level of thinking, if you will, in order for me to achieve what I wanted to achieve. So thank you so much for that part of it. Great input.
Yeah, it's there are some questions
Yeah.
and there are some facts. And you have to remember this, that self-knowledge is a lifelong journey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, we learn more about ourselves every day.
I hope so.
See, as we mature, our awareness and the knowledge of who we are will mature also.
Yeah.
So we learn more about ourselves every day.
Mhm.
And then, so here's a question that I want to present to you. What does it take to be the real you?
Yeah.
Authenticity and then honesty.
Right.
Well, it's right there, the law of humility. You have to be authentic, and then you must be willing to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Notice this now.
That's
know yourself, self-knowledge.
Yeah.
There are many people who won't be honest with themselves, and they are jacked up.
Yeah.
Their behaviors, their mannerisms. I mean, they just got over. I mean, it's just,
yeah.
and you can see where that thing will just reproduce itself within a culture and within a family. And then you have a family member say, I'm not going to be like that. Yes, you all are my siblings, my this and that, but I'm not going to be like that.
Wow.
I just don't want that.
Yeah.
So then it's a decision. Self-enlightenment comes with a decision to be enlightened.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And so there are some things now when you find yourself becoming aware that there are things in your life that may not be conducive for you to be in the best you that you can be. And it's opposed to the rest of your family members, siblings, even parents. You're going to have to, now it takes courage to be able to, watch this, not separate from them from the perspective that you don't love your family, but separate from the perspective that I refuse to allow this behavior to continue and be a part of my life when the behavior is a destructive behavior.
Right.
You have to make some very, very serious decisions. If you're going to be transformed, if you're going to be who you were created to be, and the world that you live in, those in your sphere of influence, those in the culture that you're in, want to go in the opposite direction, this is what you're going to have to make a decision, a determination.
Yeah.
Are they going to be offended because you don't follow that pattern? Now let's switch it. If you have behaviors that aren't right, see, it's not always one-sided. Look at yourself, self-knowledge. If you have behaviors that aren't right, if you have behaviors that don't foster what needs to take place from a positive perspective, and then the others say, well, no, I'm not following you. I've got to separate from you. Are you offended? Because they won't follow you down that trail. That's a destructive trail. Listen, so you have to know the real you and then do the things that are necessary to be the best you. It may require separating from some of your norms, your standards, and your beliefs. That's the power of transformation. Where the spirit of the mind has to be renewed. I want you to do something for me. Remember to always out-love, out-serve, out-forgive each other. Optimal blessings to you.
Oh man, Doc, I just wrote down the phrase. I think there's a song out there called "Breakaway." Ladies and gentlemen, you got to break away sometime. I'm not telling you how to do it, but sometimes you just got to break away from situations. You got to break away from, surroundings, if you will. And I'm gonna leave it as that. But definitely got to break away, Doc, in order to get to where you want to go. Specifically, ladies and gentlemen, if you got an area that you know you're supposed to be doing, or issue you got to resolve, you may have to break away from the situations that you're in order to resolve it. So, and I'm going to tell you guys, I want to encourage you to do that. But guess what, Doc? They're going to have to analyze that. They're going to have to make some choices, make some decisions. You got to look at it for yourself. You may be able to get some input from confidants and some people that you love and care for that may help you out a little bit in the process, ladies and gentlemen. But eventually, you're going to have to make the decision. I need to break away in order for me to get to the next level. And I love it. So I'm excited about that, Doc. So I hope you are too, guys. I hope you're excited about breaking away to get to your true self. You got to break away. It's so ironic, Doc, because you're talking about now it's an inside job. We keep telling you guys it's an inside job, but that breakaway requires you to make some serious decisions. And it's a challenge sometimes for some because we got so much influence from other people. But we're gonna have to learn to break away, ladies and gentlemen, and have that time that makes sense for you and moves you forward in the area of transformation. So we're so excited for you
Yeah.
guys, so excited for you guys to come to that realization. But I believe, Doc, every time they hear this, they're going to break away a little bit more. Every time they hear the power of transformation, they hear read the books on the law of servanthood. They read the books on the humility. They read the book on the power of transformation. You get a little bit more of a piece of the puzzle that's going to help you get to where you need to be, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that, and the only way you're going to know that is that you got to take some action to make that happen.
Well,
Yeah, thank
yeah.
you so much. Yeah, powerful, powerful.
Uh, it
Yes,
requires actually that there's something that as we leave today, this is my final statement. I want to ask a question.
yes, sir.
We talk about enlightenment, we
Yes,
talk
sir.
about self-knowledge,
Yes, sir.
and we might knowing yourself, and we may hit on this again.
Yeah.
So there remains some different aspects.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here's something.
Powerful.
With if someone asks you the question, who are you?
Mm-hmm.
Most people will answer that question by saying what they do,
Right.
not who they are.
Right.
So if you define yourself by a position or by a title,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know who you are
Mm-hmm. That's right.
because your identity is locked up in positions, it's locked up in titles, it's locked up
Yeah.
in seats of influence.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where you get your value from and your self-worth from. That means that you have a false perception
Mm-hmm.
of who you are. You really don't know who you are. You're
Wow.
conflicted.
Yep. Yep.
And so if your value is determined by having positions and
Yeah.
titles and things of that nature,
Yeah.
unfortunately, your self-perception of yourself is very low
Yeah.
because you find your significance in titles
Mm-hmm.
and positions
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and seats at the table.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
what if you don't have a seat at the table?
Right.
Do you know yourself? Are you significant? Do you have value?
Yeah.
Do you have purpose? Do you have destiny? So, who are you? Take the time today and ponder that question
Yeah.
and answer that and give us some feedback. Go into the network, correspond with us. Let us get some feedback from you. Answer that question. Who are you? And don't listen, be honest and authentic now. That's the power of transformation. That's the only way we're going to be able to help you.
Yeah.
Be honest. Is your identity tied up in your position, your titles, and things of that nature?
Mm-hmm.
What you do, not who you are. Optimum blessings to you.
Yeah, that's powerful, Doc. Yeah, as Doc mentioned, guys, we want to hear from you guys. Hey, this is on Facebook. It's going to be on LinkedIn, Twitter, ladies and gentlemen, Instagram. It's going to be on Nextdoor. It's going to be on YouTube channel. So you guys give us some feedback about how you're doing out there. We know you guys are doing well and moving forward. Some of you are reading the books. Some of you ordered the books that Doc has on Amazon. All you can do is type in Dr. Larry D. Carnes on Amazon to get his books, ladies and gentlemen, on this topic we're talking about. And I tell you guys, it's an awesome journey. And what a great time to be alive, to be able to even get some of this, ladies and gentlemen. You got to understand, this is not being taught in your traditional manners. I'll just put it like that, Doc. This is not being taught traditionally, ladies and gentlemen, in the way we get information into our system, if you will. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's so important that you stay plugged in, ask questions. Hey, if you want to get in touch with Doc, you can go on Facebook and hit him up on Facebook as well, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to start there, just say, hey, Doc, I'd love to set up an appointment with you. Optimum Leadership Coach on Facebook, or you can get in touch with me, guys. I'll make sure you get your request as well. But I highly recommend you guys continue to grow, right? Continue to grow, ask questions, seek counsel, if you will, seek mentorships, whatever you need to move yourself to the next level. Because we got a whole new year, guys, and guess what? Business is not as usual, folks. It's not as usual. It's got to be different, totally different this year. It's got to be another level that you need for yourself and another level
Yeah.
to help others grow. Yeah, powerful. Thank you so much, Doc, for your time today. All right.
Optimum
Hey,
blessings.
yes, sir. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we got to go. Y'all have a great day. Y'all get your exercise in, eat well. Take care of your immune system. Y'all know the drill, right? Y'all take care of yourselves out there. Also, too, call somebody in your family, folks. If you haven't talked to them in a while, call them and let them know how much you love them. Just check in on them if they let you, whatever you can do. Just send them a quick text or say, hey, I'm just thinking about you. And if you guys need prayer, we always love to pray with you guys. Feel free to call me for prayer, 404-401-0233, 404-401-0233. Hey, guys, this has been your Midday Moment with Dr. Larry Carnes, Elder Kevin Vaughan here with you. God bless you guys. You take care of yourself, ladies and gentlemen, okay? We love you guys, and we appreciate your support all across the globe. Take care now. Bye-bye.